What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee, and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video. Now this is a reaction to Vice President Kamala Harris being booed at her campaign rally in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I tied this clip in with some other clips of Beyonce's speech. So she, of course, you know, she came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. Also, we have some clips of voters giving their thoughts on how they are going to vote and why. And I just wanted to kind of tie all this into one video to get your thoughts on this and to also give my 2 cents and my opinion. Now, while I'm giving my opinion, I think it's important for us to respect each other's opinions, respect each other's differences, understand that everybody is not the same, everybody's not voting the same. And just because you don't agree with somebody's voting choices doesn't mean that they should be insulted or belittled or shamed, because everybody has their reasons as to how they want to vote and what they want to do and what's best for them. So I think we need to respect each other's differences, opinions, and all of that. You do what you think is best for you. We're going to go ahead and get into the video. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. And let me know what you think in the comments below. All right? So let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
The opportunity we have before us to turn the page on the fear,
Now, I think they're chanting no more war. People don't want these wars, rightfully so. And because it's happening within her administration right now, people don't want that. With this campaign and Kamala's campaign, what she's trying to do, in a sense, and I've watched several of her interviews, is trying to separate herself from her own administration. It's almost as if she's trying to separate herself or isolate herself from the fact that she is in office right now. You know what I mean? And she has mentioned in an interview that she was right in lockstep with what Biden chose to do. So she can't really separate herself from this administration and their policies and the things that they've chosen to do, because she's already admitted that she was right there with him and basically agreed with everything that he chose to do. So you can't really say you're not a part of it. She's a part of this administration and what's happening right now. But I think the focus was to constantly focus on Trump when he was in office and try to tie what he did or some of the things that he did negatively into what's happening now. It's almost like she wanted people to believe that she had nothing to do with this administration and what's happening, but to just blame him. And I think people are seeing through that. And so I think that's why you have a situation where, you know, people are booing and people are realizing, hey, you've been in office and you guys haven't done anything, and all of the things that are happening is happening on your watch. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's continue.
Thank you all. Thank you all. And listen, on the topic of Gaza, we must end that war. And we must end the war and bring the hostages home. But now I am speaking about 2024.
I got to ask myself, well, why on earth is this race even close? I lay awake at night wondering what in the world is going on. And it's clear to me that the question isn't whether Kamala is ready for this moment, because by every measure, she has demonstrated that she's ready.
Well, you know, some would disagree with that. Some would disagree that she has not proven that she's ready. And then on top of that, the fact that nobody had a chance to vote whether they thought she was credible or not. She was just kind of placed in that position. And that's something that people strongly oppose. And so I don't think that she's demonstrated, and I think a lot of people will agree that she hasn't demonstrated that she's ready for this job. And I mean, how do we know that she's capable of doing what needs to be done when she's still in office? She is vice president. The things that are happening now with all of these immigrants, these wars, all of this stuff that is going on, people are opposed to this. People are not agreeing with their politics. These are the people who are in office right now, and the things that are happening on their watch. And I think they're trying to like do this hoodwink people into making people think that somebody else is in office, and what's happening now is a result of somebody else, but they're the ones who are in charge at the moment. So you got to take accountability for your administration and what's happening now. It's almost like a catch-22. Like they're trying to force the voters to believe that almost as if somebody else is running the show, when Kamala and Sleepy Joe are the ones who are running the show right now, and they are the ones responsible for what is happening with the borders and all of this stuff. But it's like a mind trick, try to make you think that, oh, somebody else is causing these problems and we're just not at fault, so let's change the page and get them out and let's do something new. It's crazy. It's crazy. But let's continue.
The real question is, as a country, are we ready for this moment? Are we willing to do what it takes to get her across the finish line, or are we going to let ourselves get distracted and fall for the scam? Are we going to lose sight of the dire consequences if we come up short? And right now, folks, I have to be honest, I'm not completely sure of the answers to those questions. Y'all give me great comfort in this arena. But this is a big country, and that's why all of my hope about Kamala is also accompanied by some genuine fear. Fear for our country, fear for our children.
I actually have fear for my children already with this current administration. The fact that they have World War III on the table and these wars are happening, and then they're talking about possible drafts and things of that nature. Now, we're not sure if that's going to happen, but it's a possibility. That is something that a lot of people, I'm sure, would fear as of now. They're trying to push a fear tactic to make us fear what Donald Trump might do. But I think a lot of people forget that Donald Trump was the president. He was in office for 4 years and nothing crazy happened. It's more, in my opinion, that we stand to lose with this current administration. And it's a scary situation, in my opinion. Not the thought of what could, but what is already happening now. And I don't think people are focused. They're just trying to make history by having what they assume the first Black woman in office, when the woman is not Black. She's of Asian and Indian descent, and not realize that that would be historical, but was what we need right now. We need a lot more changes. We can't, and if she's in agreement with Biden's plans and how he's run this country, it could be worse than most people may think. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
Fear for what is coming our way if we forget the stakes in this election. And y'all, that's why I'm here today. And y'all know I hate politics. To see folks taken advantage of even more. So I wanted to do everything in my power to remind the country that I love, that there's too much we stand to lose if we get this one wrong.
And I think if we get it wrong, there is a lot to lose, but I don't know if Kamala Harris is the one to get us on the right trajectory. That's just a genuine concern. I like Michelle Obama, and once again, I'll say I voted for Obama. That was a historical moment, and a lot of people relished in that and was happy about that. But honestly, to be honest, he didn't really do anything for Black people. There was nothing that he did, and there was an interview where he kind of said the same things Kamala said, that, hey, that's not how it works. We don't do things just for Black people. It has to be so. He kind of said something similar to that. And we see where they stand. We see how they think. And I think a lot of people just think that if a person appears to be for us and, they look like us, then they are for us. And I disagree with that. I'm looking at the state of where we are right now with the current administration in office, Sleepy Joe and Kamala. People are looking at where we are now, what you guys have already done. And what you've already done does not seem to be beneficial to this country and the citizens in it. And I think that's what people are looking at. And they're talking to scare us of what Trump might do. We're looking at what y'all are doing right now. And honestly, I'm a little scared of this. This is not benefiting. We have too many people suffering and who are traumatized with the state of the country and what's happening, and how a lot of Americans are suffering, while a lot of money that should be reserved for this country and its citizens is going over to other countries and their citizens. So I think people are more concerned about the policies that are already in place and how it is not benefiting Americans. And this is more of a concern than people are saying Donald Trump is a racist and all these things. Once again, he was already in office for 4 years and we didn't fall apart. We were actually doing a lot better. Let's continue.
I'm deeply concerned, and I'm talking to everybody out there, that too many of us are still confused and buying into the lies and distortions from people who do not have our best interest at heart. So I want to address some of these concerns head on. Because when you lay out the options, this choice isn't even close. But whether it's online or in the media or in our social circles, there are folks who say they're not sure about Kamala. They accuse her of not providing enough policy detail. Some wonder, do we really know her? Is she too aggressive? Is she not aggressive enough?
Well, she don't answer questions. She hasn't really laid out a policy plan that makes sense to me. And I think she doesn't answer. She has a certain set of answers. She's answering in a political way. She's not really giving us details of what she's going to do and what her plan really is. How's she going to secure the border? She just keep deflecting and going to Donald Trump. Well, if you want to beat Donald Trump, then we need to know, what are you going to do that's different from what he's done? And what are you going to do that's different from Joe Biden? Because Donald Trump is not in office. Remember that. Biden is the president. What are you going to do that's different from Biden's plans that seems to have us in the predicament that we're in now? So that should be the answer that she's answering. Trying to deflect and put us on Trump when he was president is not going to suffice. We need to know what you're going to do that's different from your president. What are you going to do differently from what Joe has done? Because this is why people are moving away, because of the policies that Joe and Kamala Harris, the Biden-Harris administration, has put into place that's causing a lot of the issues that we're seeing right now. So the deflection of Trump is not going to work for most people. I don't think so. I mean, and only time will tell. We'll see who wins the election, and we'll see. But from what I'm seeing, I don't know. I just think that there's nothing different. She couldn't answer anything that she's going to do differently from what their administration is already doing. I think that's the problem. Let's continue.
There are folks sowing seeds of doubt about whether she's who she appears to be. Now, don't get me wrong. Voters have every right to ask hard questions of any candidate seeking office. But can someone tell me why we are once again holding Kamala to a higher standard than her opponent? To be intelligent and articulate, to have a clear set of policies, to never show too much anger, to prove time and time again that she belongs. But for Trump, we expect nothing at all. No understanding of policy, no ability to put together a coherent argument, no honesty, no decency, no morals. Instead, too many people are willing to write off his childish, mean-spirited antics by saying, well, Trump's just being Trump.
I don't think that's what most voters are saying, or we're not looking at it that way. We just want something more tangible, because what we've seen for the last 4 years is not giving what it's supposed to give. And I think people are just tired of going with the same old politics as usual. People are tired of just going with something that sounds good. In all respect to Michelle Obama, but what she's saying, it applies to Kamala, if you ask me, because Kamala is using the same old talking points. She's using the politics as usual, thinking that people are just going to be okay with that. We're not holding her to a higher standard. We just want to hold her to some standard where she can at least answer questions clearly and clearly state out her policy and her plan and what she's going to do differently from what we've been getting. And I think they're used to that. They're used to, especially Black people, just going with the flow and just voting the way you tell us to vote without any tangibles in hand. We just supposed to vote because y'all, we even to the point of telling us, oh, you're not Black, and Biden did that. You're not Black if you don't vote for him. That's crazy to me. You're not Black if you don't vote Democrat, and all these things. It's just kind of insulting when you really think about it. Like, it shouldn't even be about race. But they say Donald Trump is racist and we shouldn't vote for him because of that, but you're using the very same tactics to get us to vote for you. Make that make sense. I'm not Black if I don't vote Democrat. What if I don't agree with your policies? So why am I being shamed and insulted because I want to know what your policies are? And if you have things that I'm interested in, why should I be shamed to voting for you? But you're doing the same. You're telling me, oh, don't vote for a man that's racist, but maybe his policies are better. But here you're alleging you're not racist, and because you're a Democrat and because you're not, I'm supposed to vote for you. Make it make sense. Let's continue.
Rather than question his horrible behavior, some folks think he's funny. Look, Michigan, we've just got 10 more days to make it happen. 10 more days to wave goodbye to the incompetence and hatred and division. 10 more.
The division, Donald Trump is the division, and he's not in office. Say goodbye to what division? The division that's already in office? Say goodbye to who's in office. That would mean to y'all, the Democrats, Biden, Sleepy Joe, and Kamala. They're in office, and I don't want people, I told y'all this is a mind trick that they're playing, trying to make you believe that they're not in office, that almost trying to make you think Trump is in office now. And we need to say goodbye to him and vote them in, but they're in. The things that are happening are under their watch. The things that are causing people stress and hardships are because of the ones that are in office right now as I speak. This is insane to me. I hope y'all are picking this up. I want to get y'all thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments, baby. Let's continue.
Days to welcome in a leader with the character and the heart and the strength worthy of the office she seeks and worthy of the country that we all love. Michigan, let's give Kamala everything we've got. Can we get this done? Can we get this done, Michigan? We need you, every last one of you. Get this done. Get this done.
Why was it important for you to say no more Trump because of his January 6th conduct, and do you stand by that?
No, I don't stand by it, and I'll tell you why. I've now lived 4 years under the Biden-Harris policies, and I have to say that those policies are not only becoming an existential threat to our country's way of life, but to our allies as well.
So when you,
and it has to.
I'll let you finish, but this is so striking. You said it was a no for me after that, after January 6th. I did. And here we are right now.
I did.
And you're saying it's a yes for you.
It is a yes for me. It is an absolute yes for me. That is how badly the Biden-Harris team have prosecuted their job.
But the whole point you seem to be making was that January 6th and that kind of attack on democracy is bigger than any policy.
But I am seeing so many attacks on democracy that eclipse January 6th.
To India. Listen, I have to agree. I thought January 6th, the storm of the Capitol was horrendous, horrible. Should have never happened. Now, once again, it was an eerie situation, but I think they're stuck there. Since then, I think things have gotten worse overall, a lot worse. Since then, since Kamala and Biden has been in office, there's more things that we got to be concerned about. And I think for people who are just only solely voting on identity politics, that's a major mistake, in my opinion.
Americans all across the United States, I want to wish you a happy Indian Independence Day. On August 15th, 1947, men and women all over India rejoiced in the declaration of the independence of the country of India. Today, on August 15th, 2020, I stand before you as the first candidate for Vice President of the United States of South Asian descent. So I hope you celebrate today, and then tomorrow, I hope you join me in getting to work.
Listen, so she said she's from South Asian descent. I mean, she's you know, people want to argue whether she's black or not. I personally don't think it should matter. It shouldn't have never been an issue to debate on whether she's black or whatever she is. It shouldn't be based on your race. But I think she's the one who brought it up because she petitioned herself once she started, you know, once she ran for president, she put herself in a position to be looked at as a black woman because she thought that that would be better, or thinks that it's better for her candidacy. I want to hear y'all thoughts on that one, but there it is. There you have it. Let's continue.
Rally, when someone said to her, Jesus is Lord, and then he says, Jesus is King, she put those two young men out of her rally. That is something that every American, every Christian American should be concerned about, and not just Christians and other religions as well. Because if you notice, when they did all of the sinister things during the Olympics, there were many religions that came out for her for them mocking Christianity. For all Christians out there, if you overlook this, you are playing with yourselves. Stop saying that you're a Christian when you can just flagrantly follow someone who has made it very well known that Christianity is nothing to them.
We're in Michigan talking to voters as Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump have multiple events in the state today.
He is no friend of labor. And let's not fall for the okie doke.
We're going to make Detroit great again. We're going to make it great again.
I definitely want this country to turn it back around, and it definitely made me a Donald J. Trump fan.
Donald Trump, to me, does not represent anything that a leader should be.
Our gas prices went up the roof. Our food prices went up the roof. Everything's got to start getting back to what it used to be.
I think that the Democrats have not done a great job of reminding folks how many people died under his leadership, and that he doesn't take, any type of responsibility for.
This feels like if you don't get out and do this, then this is going to be the most consequential. Even though that says every 4 years we hear that same cycle. This feels like it.
Listen, I want to know your thoughts on this one. Definitely chime in the comments below. Are you more for Kamala or are you more for Trump? What are the benefits do you think there would be by voting in Kamala Harris versus the benefits you would see in voting for Trump? What's your thoughts overall? Who do you think is better for the country? Chime in. I want to hear your thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Definitely chime in. Hit that bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. And just let me know what y'all think. I want to hear from you guys. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.